Hi, I'm the author Kate Kerrigan and welcome to my kitchen in the lovely village of Killala, County Mayo on the west coast of Ireland. And I'm just about to make my Christmas porter cake, and so I thought you might like if I ran through it with you. The recipe for it is in my book Recipes for a Perfect Marriage, and one of the fantastic things about baking that I love is that it's a way of getting in amongst other people's husbands without upsetting your friends. And particularly with this Christmas cake every year, I make it for my agent who has a lovely husband and a lovely father and is very happily married and everything, but when it comes to this time of year there's only one woman on their mind, and that's me making their lovely Christmas, traditional Irish Christmas cake for them. So this is basically what we'll be using. You need 4 eggs, some self-raising flour, which I break up with breadcrumbs, dark brown sugar, some dried fruit, some Irish Guinness, and margarine. And then what I do is, the most important thing to sauce beforehand is a nice tin. And I have a way that my wonderful housekeeper, Teresa, showed me of cooking the cake in the actual tin that you're going to send the gift off, the cake off as a gifting. So first of all we get our saucepan. And into that we are going to put all of our wet ingredients. This is such a simple recipe to make, it's kind of embarrassingly easy, which is our Stork margarine and our fruit and our sugar. So get started with that. Literally a full pack of butter is what you use, and you literally just put all of these ingredients straight into the saucepan and let them warm up for a while. So what we've done is we've just put all of our, what I call, it's a raisin, wet ingredients in there. Now the recipe is actually in my book and it's attached to this video as well. But you're basically looking at a pack of ½ pound of butter, a pound and however much more you fancy of fruit, and a pound of the best sugar you can get. But you know what, if you use ordinary sugar, no one will probably know the difference. The key ingredient in this is stout. Now the woman that I got this recipe off, who is a wonderful friend of my mother's called Margaret, and in the traditional recipe you use a bottle of stout, but unfortunately even here on the west coast of Ireland you don't seem to be able to get a bottle of stout anymore. So I just have to use tins of brown porter, which is terribly inelegant to go into the shop and buy, but never mind. And I'm not quite sure how much the equivalent of a bottle, but I usually put in probably about half a tin. And then you can put the other half into a glass and give it to your husband if you feel like it, if he's well insured and you're beefing him up for that first heart attack. Now here we go. So you just mix that in. And basically all you're doing with that now is leaving that to cook. Leave it until it kind of heats up and comes to a nice bit of a simmer, and then turn it down and leave it to simmer for about 20 minutes or so. I like to put a lid on it. So, and that will smell lovely now when it's cooking, and you just leave that and forget about it. And then the next part of the recipe, you need for this mixture to have cooled down, but not gone so cold that the fat on it has formed a thing on the top. So you need to leave it to cool down, really, I'd say for the guts of a day, the guts of an afternoon, and then be ready to put the dry ingredients in.